All right, so today I was gonna make a video about 2021 and the worst WWE creative year that I've seen it in, excuse me. But I changed my mind and I decided to just make my predictions for the day one card, and I will just talk about my top 10 pro wrestling matches of the year. Not in order though, because I know the IWC is just so freaking toxic, and I know there will be some toxicity in the comments. So yeah, I don't like the IWC because it's just too toxic, and you're just not allowed to have an opinion these days. But yeah, we got 8 matches on the card for day one, New Year's Day, man. And the pre-show match, I'm gonna start with Cesaro and Ricochet versus Ridge Holland and Sheamus. Don't really care about this. I'm not really interested in this because we've seen the match how many times? A dozen. Ridge Holland versus Cesaro versus Sheamus. Just rematches. But honestly, I'm going to go with Cesaro and Ricochet. So yeah. But man, Ricochet, man, WWE has absolutely dropped the ball on Ricochet. And WWE does not know what to do with Cesaro, man. Honestly. 2 great professional wrestlers, and you don't know what to do with them. That's sad, but I got messages from my group chat saying that they will look good as a tag team. Swiss Airlines has a nice name to it. Shout out to the guys in the group chat, man. You know who I'm talking about. But yeah. So I'm gonna go with Cesaro and Ricochet. Alright. I'm gonna go from the least to the interesting match. The least match, Drew McIntyre versus Madcap Moss. Easy prediction for me, Drew McIntyre. Why is this match even on the show? That's my question. You could have easily left this off the show. Put it on a SmackDown or something like that. Nobody really cares about this match. Drew McIntyre is going to take the dub. And honestly, this Happy Corbin and Madcap Moss stuff is just so freaking cringe, bro. I swear. It's just cringe. Nobody cares about it. It's not getting over. And yeah. All of Baron Corbin's gimmicks they just fail, bro. Like the Lone Wolf gimmick, when he had the long hair and all that. Easily. What's his best gimmick? Easily. Next up, we got the Usos versus the New Day. How many times have we seen this match? 100,000 times. Usos versus the New Day. I'm going to go with the Usos. No way they're dropping the titles to the New Day. Honestly, I don't think nobody would care. So, yeah. Next up, we got RK Bro versus the Street Profits. Honestly, I think we get new tag team champions. I think the Street Profits will take the championships off of RK Bro, and I think Randy Orton will turn on Matt Riddle, and we get the match at WrestleMania between Randy Orton and Matt Riddle, because the storyline is already written. So yeah, but I'm gonna go with the Street Profits to take the championships off RK Bro, and to be honest, I'm just not feeling RK Bro as a team anymore, and I'm not feeling their tag team championship reign anymore. So yeah. Next up, we got Edge versus The Miz. I'm going to go with Edge. And many fans want to see Edge versus AJ Styles at WrestleMania this year. In 2022. But rumor has it that Beth Phoenix is coming in to stick out the feud between Edge and Beth Phoenix versus The Miz and Maurice. I'm going to be real with y'all right now. Are y'all freaking interested? No. I'm not. I'm just not as interested in them sticking out their feud to WrestleMania. I think Edge versus AJ Styles will be the better match on the show, or Edge versus Kevin Owens. So yeah. All right, next up, we have Becky Lynch versus Liv Morgan, Raw Women's Championship. I'm gonna go with Liv Morgan because honestly, WWE has failed to build for the future. WWE is too lazy to build new stars. So yeah. Liv Morgan takes the championship off of Becky, and then a lot of people are saying that she's going to drop it back at the Royal Rumble. And honestly, if you're going to have her drop it back at the Royal Rumble, then what's the point of her winning the championship at day one? If she's just going to hold the championship for three or 4 weeks. It's totally stupid, and it hurts the value of the championships. Stupid. I don't like compensating with the championships. I'm not a big fan of that. I hate that. Like, you know, when somebody wins a championship in pro wrestling, they hold it for 2 weeks and then drop it back to the other guy, and then they drop it back to the other guy. I'm not a big fan of that. But yeah. Main event, Roman Reigns versus I left out one more match. Big E versus Seth Rollins versus Kevin Owens versus Bobby Lashley. I am actually booking Bobby Lashley to beat Big E for the championship at day one. And if Big E retains or Lashley wins the championship, I am booking one of these guys against Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania for the WWE Championship. But Bobby Lashley versus Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania sounds like the better match on the card. Honestly. Bro, the perfect WrestleMania card, bro. Bro, for WrestleMania, do Bobby Lashley versus Brock Lesnar night one. Becky Lynch versus Bayley. Or Becky versus Io Shirai. Street Profits versus Grizzled Young Veterans or Imperium. But Imperium should be on SmackDown, so yeah. Randy Orton versus Matt Riddle. So, Orton versus Riddle. Lynch versus Bayley. Lashley versus Lesnar. Yeah. But for WrestleMania Night 1 and WrestleMania Night 2, just do 5 matches on each night. So yeah. A 5-match card. 10 matches total for both nights. It's not going to hurt. So yeah. Main event, Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar. Universal Championship on the line. I'm going with Roman Reigns to retain. Roman Reigns should not lose that Universal Championship. Unless your name is Walter or Pete Dunne, then you shouldn't drop the championship. Oh, but Alex, why should Walter or Pete Dunne beat Roman Reigns? Because if one of those guys beat Roman Reigns, then you just made that guy the next megastar in the company. You made him a big star. Now, Pete Dunne and Walter can be absolute believable baby faces. All you have to do is just book them right. So yeah, Roman Reigns to retain against Brock Lesnar. And yeah, that's all I got for day one. Yeah, only 1, 2, 3. There's really only 3 matches on the show I care about generally, and that's Reigns, Lesnar, the Fatal 4-Way, and Lynch and Morgan. That's all. That's the only matches on the card I care about, to be honest. All right, now I'm going to get into my top 10 pro wrestling matches of 2021. This is not in order. Disclaimer. This is not in order, okay? So, I don't want to be hearing the comments saying, oh, where is this match? Where is this match? Where is this match? Like, if you got your top 10 list, put them in the comments, all right? Everybody is allowed to have an opinion. It's crazy. Like, social media, they don't let you. It's crazy, man. And this is why I don't like social media, because they don't let you have an opinion, bro. Like, if you say something under one of those comments, oh, they will eat you alive and chew you up. Guarantee you. But at number 10, I'm going to go with Pac, Omega, and Cassidy, Double or Nothing. Yes, Pac versus Kenny Omega versus Orange Cassidy at Double or Nothing for the AEW World Championship. I'm putting that at number 10. Mainly because I was there at the show live in person. I got to experience AEW's first full capacity show back with fans in attendance in over a year. This was my second AEW show I went to. The first one I went to, it was one of their Daily's Place pandemic shows where They was letting like 25-50% capacity in, I believe. And yeah, that was a fun experience. But the second experience, man, when I went down to Jacksonville, Florida to see this show, this is absolute one of the best pro wrestling pay-per-views I've seen this year. From top to bottom, the card was great. Only one match I didn't really care for. That was the Cody Rhodes match with Anthony Gogo. I just didn't really care for it. That could have been left off the show, in my opinion. But yeah, Cody Rhodes didn't need to be on the show. But moving on. The Pac Omega and Cassidy match. This was the match before the Stadium Stampede match. And I'm sitting there thinking, why is the Stadium Stampede main event in the show? Now that I look back at it, now I know why. And it all paid off at the end. But any of those three guys could have walked out as champion. You know, Pac or Cassidy could have won that match easily. And like, I had a gut feeling that, you know, what if Pac beats Omega? What if Cassidy takes the championship off Omega? You know, what if Cassidy pins Pac and Omega doesn't get pinned? Like, it was just so many scenarios going into that match. And like, this match was very unpredictable, in my opinion. Because I didn't know if Omega was going to retain. You know, usually his matches, okay, Omega's going to retain, yada, yada, yada. But when I got to Double or Nothing, I did not know if he was going to walk out with that championship. And Pac, Omega, and Cassidy, man, good professional wrestlers. Kenny Omega's one of the best pro wrestlers on the planet. Pac, I will put him up there as well. And this match really showed that Orange Cassidy can go. Like, the guy is legit. He can wrestle. You know, fans are saying, "Oh, he's a comedy joke. He can't wrestle. He doesn't deserve to be champion." Yada yada yada. But this match really showed Orange Cassidy that he can go and that he can be champion. And this guy has a lot of potential. The guy can actually wrestle. This guy was literally in a match with Adam Cole, which was good. So yeah. But any one of those two guys outside of Omega could have won that match. Honestly. And like, the whole crowd literally wanted Cassidy to win. They thought Orange Cassidy was gonna take the championship off of Omega. They literally thought that. And I had a gut feeling that was gonna happen too, for like a minute or so. But yeah, man, like, experiencing that match live in person, man, that was easily one of the best triple threat matches I've ever seen this year. And, you know, when Don Callis interfered and, you know, you had the crowd chanting, "F you, Don, F you, Don," like, bro, that's legitimately heel heat. Like, if you got fans telling you to, like, "F you, shut the F up, oh, piece of shit," bro, you're doing your job as a heel. And man, like, the whole Daily's Place crowd thought Cassidy had him. And Omega, you know, gets away with it. He gets the win. And that was one of the best triple threat matches I've ever seen this year, man. So yeah. Number 9, Trey Miguel versus Steve Maclin versus El Phantasmo, Bound for Glory. And I know I got people saying, why did this guy put an Impact match in there? You know, many people, you know, I wish more people would respect Impact and, you know, put some respect on Impact's name, because look at what Impact is doing. The long-term booking, the long-term storytelling, consistency, great matches. Impact Wrestling has one of the best women's division on the planet. And I don't think anybody would disagree with me on that. But yeah. Man. Trey Miguel, Steve Maclin, El Phantasmo. 3 of the best guys in Impact Wrestling. Steve Maclin, man, has a lot of potential. And this match really showed that Steve Maclin had a lot of potential, man. This guy can move like a cruiserweight. He's just a freak of nature. And El Phantasmo, man, you had a Bullet Club guy in there. And like, any one of those 3 guys could have won that match. Trey Miguel could have won that. Steve Maclin could have won that. El Phantasmo could have won that. And we're getting a one-on-one match between Trey Miguel and Steve Maclin at Hard to Kill, which is shaping up to be one of Impact's best shows to start the year. So yeah. This match was fast-paced. It was back and forth. I just love the intensity of this match at Bound for Glory, man. And it was hard to top anything on that night, man. That S Division match killed it. Honestly, one of the best S Division matches I've seen this year, man. Impact's S Division is their bread and butter. Impact Knockouts Division, that's their bread and butter. You know, I think Impact has the best mid-card division and the best women's division on the planet, in my honest opinion. Look at that. Look at the S Division right now. That's their bread and butter, man. You know, Trey Miguel, Ace Austin, TJP, you name him. Steve Maclin, the guy moves like a cruiserweight. I'm telling you right now, the guy moves like a cruiserweight. El Phantasmo, like, come on now. I think Impact has the best mid-card division talent and women's talent in the entire industry. Now, don't get me wrong. You know, I love AEW's TNT mid-card division, you know, but it's not really like there's really not really excitement. You get what I'm saying? So yeah. And, you know, I just wish people would put respect on Impact. You know what I'm saying? Look at the long-term booking, the consistency, the storytelling, the wrestlers. Look at all the talent. You know, why has Impact been around for so long? We thought Impact was dead. Well, that's because Scott D'Amore and his team had a vision for the future. You know, he knows who the future of the company will be for the next 5 to 10 years. He knows the future of the Knockouts division. He knows the future of the S division. He knows all that. And that's why I love Scott D'Amore, man, and his team. But yeah, man, Trey Miguel, man, this guy can really go, man. One of the best pro wrestlers on the planet, man. I don't think anybody would disagree me on that. Trey Miguel, he's just a freak of nature. That's why they call him Spider Trey. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Steve Maclin, like I said, the guy moves around like a cruiserweight. This guy can go. This guy has a lot of potential to be one of the top stars in this company. And I don't think anybody would disagree me on that either. El Phantasmo, like I said, guy has potential to be one of the top guys in the company, along with his Bullet Club guys, Chris Bay and Hikuleo, and Jay Wright, who's the Bullet Club leader. Like El Phantasmo, Steve Maclin, Trey Miguel, they all killed it in this triple threat match. And like I said, nothing could top off this match at Bound for Glory, other than that Knockouts Championship match with Deanna and Mickie James. And like, I'm excited for the rematch at Hard to Kill in that Texas Death match, so I can't wait. So yeah. But like I said, it was fast-paced, hard-hitting. It was just fast style. And that's the style I like. So yeah. Number 8, Sasha versus Bianca Belair, WrestleMania. Easily in my top 10 because, you know, Sasha, Bianca, they were, I know I'm going to be racing to this, but, you know, being the first 2 black women to main event WrestleMania, easily like the best moment of night 1, man. Yeah, man. Sasha and Bianca making history as the first 2 black women to main event WrestleMania, and they put on a great match to close out night 1. And, you know, a new star was created in Bianca Belair. You know, Sasha did everything in her power to put this woman over. And this is why I love Sasha Banks. This is why I love Bayley. This is why they're my 2 favorite horsewomen, because they're not scared to go out there and put somebody over, make somebody look good, you know, young talent wise. Charlotte and Becky, they just don't want to put nobody over. So yeah. But Sasha and Bianca, man, easily killed it at WrestleMania to close out night 1. You know, the first 2 black women to main event WrestleMania. And actually, I would prefer this main event over the WrestleMania 35 main event with Charlotte, Becky, and Ronda Rousey. I would actually prefer Sasha and Bianca over the WrestleMania 35 main event. So, I know there's only been 2 women's main events in the company's history, I believe, at WrestleMania. And Sasha Bianca will go down as one of the best women's main events at WrestleMania of all time. So yeah. Number 7, Seth Rollins versus Edge, Crown Jewel, Hell in a Cell. I love the storytelling. Okay, sorry, my camera cut off. Someone called me, so that's what stopped the recording. So yeah, sorry for that. But yeah, leave it off at number 7, Edge versus Seth Rollins, Crown Jewel. Like I said, I love the storytelling in this match. They took it back to like 7, I believe it was 7 years ago. You know, Seth Rollins, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe he was in the Authority. And Seth Rollins curb stomped Edge and like he put him out and all that. And yeah, hold up. Because I believe it was 2014. Seth Rollins was with the Authority, and he attacked Edge. He curb stomped him, and I love how they took it back 7 years ago. So yeah, awesome storytelling right there. And their match at SummerSlam saved the entire show. Other than the Roman match, that was it. SummerSlam was kind of average this year at best, but yeah. But I loved how they used the Hell in a Cell match to end this feud between Seth Rollins and Edge. Hell in a Cell matches should be used to end feuds. Those should be blow-off matches, all right? And I didn't like the way WWE overdid the Hell in a Cell this year, because I believe we got like, 4 or 5 Hell in a Cell matches this year that didn't need Hell in a Cell matches. Like Bianca versus Bayley, that didn't need Hell in a Cell. Roman Reigns, Rey Mysterio, that didn't need Hell in a Cell. Like I just said, that didn't need Hell in a Cell. I think they put a Hell in a Cell match on Monday Night Raw. Xavier Woods and Bobby Lashley, that didn't need Hell in a Cell. Edge versus Rollins was the perfect match for Hell in a Cell. It was used the right way, and it was used to end a feud. Like I said, Hell in a Cell matches are supposed to be used to end a feud. Those are supposed to be blow-off matches. Hell in a Cell matches, Hell in a Cell matches, War Games matches, Steel Cage matches, 3 Stages of Hell, Extreme Rules, those special kind of matches should be used to blow off feuds and end them, in my honest opinion. Street fights, yeah. But Edge vs. Rollins, I love the match at Crown Jewel. They used the Hell in a Cell the right way, and I love the way they used it to blow off a feud. So yeah. Number 6, I know a lot of people might, go crazy about this, about where I put the match. Number 6, Heyman versus Danielson, Winter is Coming. Now, I know a lot of people are going to say, Alex, why did you put that at number 6? Man. Because, I just believe the top 5 matches were just way too good to be dropped lower than the top 5, man. I honestly wanted to put Heyman and Danielson in the top 5, bro. But yeah. But Heyman and Danielson, man, they put on a 60-minute classic. And I love how they told the story about this. When Heyman said, "Oh, I beat Kenny Omega in less than 30 minutes." Remember that one AEW segment where he mentioned, "Oh, I beat Kenny Omega and I did it in less than 30 minutes." That was great storytelling right there, man. And when Winter is Coming came, he took Heyman to 60 minutes, man. And Heyman beat Kenny in less than 30 minutes. Wow. That's crazy. But a 60-minute classic, man, to start off Winter is Coming. Now I know why the match didn't main event the show, because they wanted to get as much time as they can get. And they knew they was going to get the 60-minute classic. And Tony Khan, Heyman, and Danielson, they helped elevate the world title. They helped elevate it. Those guys went at it for 60 minutes. Time limit draw. And you know, a lot of people are complaining, oh, why did you put the match if there was going to be no winner? Oh, why didn't Heyman win? Why didn't Danielson win? Chill. You're going to get a clean winner next week. And I think Danielson will get his first loss next week when the rematch gets here on the first Dynamite on TBS. I think Danielson get his first loss next week. I don't see Danielson taking the belt off Heyman, in my honest opinion. But yeah, these guys went at it for 60 minutes. Instant classic. Those two men gave you pure professional wrestling. Those words haven't came out of my mouth in a while. Pure professional wrestling. You just couldn't take your eyes off this match. You could not take your eyes off of it. You know? For the world title, it was the first day on the show. Hey, well, I didn't complain at all. You know? When Danielson music first hit, I'm thinking, why did this match start the show at first? But hey, now I know why. Because they got the time. They get the time they needed, instead of trying to put it in the main event and then you have to rush through it. Y'all get what I'm saying? But yeah, this was one of the best AEW matches I've seen this year, man. Honestly. 60-minute classic. Winter is coming. So I'm putting Heyman and Danielson at number 6. And the rematch next week is going to be more like intensity than the first match at Winter is coming. So yeah, I can't wait for the rematch on Wednesday. Number 5, Roman Reigns versus Daniel Bryan versus Edge, WrestleMania. Once again, I love the story about this. You know, Edge trying to make his comeback story, you know, trying to win the world championship after he had to drop the championship, I would say 10 years ago. 10 years ago, Edge had to drop the championship because of neck issues, and he had to retire. And now, doctors cleared him. He came back. Now he wants to take back what he never lost. And that's his world championship. And 10 years. April 2011, April 2021. That match made it 10 years. WrestleMania 27, Edge walked into WrestleMania as the World Heavyweight Championship. As the World Heavyweight Champion. WrestleMania 37, Edge is trying to regain the championship that he never lost. And I legitimately thought Edge was gonna take the championship off of Roman. I mean, it made sense. It was 10 years in the making, and I thought Edge was gonna take the championship off Roman and pin Bryant, and Roman wasn't even in the situation. But man, I tell you what, I worked myself up when Roman Reigns pinned both Daniel Bryan and Edge at the same freaking time for the 3 count. I was legitimately pissed. I was saying, oh, Edge should have won that. It was supposed to be 10 years. 10 years. And like, I was just heated that Roman retained. Now that I look back at it, I'm glad Roman retained. Whoever said keep the belt on Roman Reigns made the best creative decision by WWE this year. That was one of the best creative decisions WWE has ever made this year. Keeping the belt on Roman Reigns at WrestleMania, letting that guy retain to solidify his heel character and solidify his run as the Tribal Chief. Man. He pinned both of them at one time. Like, come on now. All right, number 4. Number 4. I know. People are going to say this. I actually switched it from, it was going to be number 2. It was supposed to be, this match was supposed to be number 2. But instead, I switched it from 2 to 4. So the one I was about to say for number 4, that's number 2. So at number 4, Roman Reigns versus John Cena Summerslam. Storyline all started at Money in the Bank. Once John Cena's music hit, the whole crowd lost their shit. The pop when John Cena came back, man, I got goosebumps. And Michael Cole losing his voice on commentary, bro, like, it just gave me goosebumps because it felt like it was genuine. You know what I'm saying? It came off forced. It was genuine. Michael Cole probably didn't know John Cena was going to be there. In my honest opinion. But yeah. But Roman Reigns, John Cena standing in the same ring after Roman Reigns beat Edge at Money in the Bank. And then you got the promo battles between these two guys. And Roman came back harder, stronger than ever, man. Remember that promo from 2017 before their match at No Mercy? Oh, Cena bodied him in that promo. But Reigns came back. And their segment between those two guys, man, absolutely loved it. Absolutely the best parts of SmackDown during the SummerSlam build. But yeah, we get to the match. That was probably John Cena's best match as a part-timer. I love the one with Roman Reigns at SummerSlam, and I love the one with AJ Styles at the Royal Rumble in 2017. So yeah. But Roman versus Cena, easily top 5. I love the match. I legitimately thought John Cena was going to take the championship off of Roman. And I was praying to God he didn't. So, thank God. Like, my heart was racing. Like, I didn't know if Cena was going to take the championship off of Roman or if Roman was going to walk out with the championship. This match was actually unpredictable for me. Because I was leaning towards Roman retaining, but then, Cena doing his Super Cena stuff. Okay, oh God, oh, is he going to take the championship? Oh, please don't shake it. So, yeah. But Roman and Cena, number 4. Number 3. Whoo, number 3, man. Walter versus Ilya Dragunov. This is from NXT TakeOver 36. The last takeover from the Black and Gold era. Yeah, man. That was the last takeover, bro. Ever. Because when NXT did War Games this year, they didn't use the takeover name. So takeovers are done. And that's really sad, man. Because everything Triple H did, Vince McMahon just had to kill it. Triple H was putting on one of the best shows WWE has produced in the last, I would say, in the last 5 years. Every takeover felt like a WrestleMania. And the takeovers during the main roster shows, like the Royal Rumble takeovers, like the takeover before the Royal Rumble, the takeover before WrestleMania, the takeover before Survivor Series, the takeover before SummerSlam, they were usually better than the main roster pay-per-views. Those takeovers were better than the Royal Rumble, SummerSlam, Mania, Survivor Series. Bro, Triple H, he had a vision for the future. And it's really sad that Vince McMahon took it out of his hands. And Triple H was producing the best shows WWE has ever produced in the last 5 years. 5, 6, 7 years. Hold on, guys. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. But back to what I was saying. Triple H was producing the best shows WWE has ever put on in the last 5, 6, 7 years. Especially in 2018, 2019, early 2020, with all the NXT TakeOver shows until the last TakeOver with the crowd. When TakeOver lost the audience, when they lost the fans in those big arenas, that's when TakeOver was slowly starting to fall down. And it's just really sad because none of those TakeOver pandemic shows were memorable, in my opinion. And I wouldn't go back and watch them, to be honest. But there was some good stuff on those TakeOver pandemic shows. So yeah, but I would say 2018, early 2020, excuse me, is when NXT was at its best. 2018, man. NXT TakeOver Philadelphia, NXT TakeOver New Orleans, NXT TakeOver Chicago, NXT TakeOver Brooklyn, NXT TakeOver War Games in Los Angeles, NXT TakeOver Phoenix, NXT TakeOver New York, NXT TakeOver 25, I believe, NXT TakeOver Toronto, NXT TakeOver War Games in Chicago, NXT TakeOver Portland. Jesus Christ, man. I would go back and watch all those takeovers, man. But Walter versus Dragunov, man. NXT TakeOver 36. I loved how they told this story. And went back from a year ago during the pandemic when Walter and Ilya Dragunov first met. And Dragunov came up short in defeating Walter. And, like, Dragunov, bro, he wasn't going to stop, like, till he beats Walter. Like, hey, I'm going to beat Walter or I'm going to die trying. That was basically his motto. Beat Walter for that NXT UK Championship or die trying. It's crazy. We get to the match at TakeOver 36. It was just hard hitting, bro. Hard hitting. Like, Dragunov would not, he would not die, bro. Dragunov was gonna die trying to beat Walter for that championship. And, like, he wasn't gonna stop till Walter was laying on his back. He wasn't gonna stop. And when the match ended, when Dragunov, made Walter tap out, bro. And I'm thinking, whoa, I was thinking Walter was gonna retain. But Dragunov, bro, he's a different breed. Like, he wasn't gonna stop until that bell rings and he's raising up that UK championship. When Dragunov tapped out Walter, this is what Dragunov did. Dragunov puts his foot on Walter's chest and he holds up the NXT UK championship. And wow. That was so good. Dragunov slain the beast. And Dragunov just holding up the championship like he dethroned the final boss in a video game or in a movie. Walter was the final boss. That was a great match, man. One of the best NXT TakeOver matches I've ever seen. Number 2, Kenny Omega versus Bryan Danielson, AEW Grand Slam, Arthur Ashe Stadium. Like I said, these two guys went at it for 30 minutes. A 30-minute classic. Pure professional wrestling. You couldn't take your eyes off of that. You cannot take your eyes off of that screen, man. I was just sitting on my bed. 6:45 p.m. I'm waiting for the show to start. You know, I'm hyped up. My adrenaline is hyped up. My heart's racing. I'm pumped up. Because when I heard Omega and Danielson were starting off the show first, I'm like, okay, let's go. This is about to be a banger. And, you know, Omega, Danielson standing across the ring in Arthur Ashe Stadium. 20,000 fans on their feet. No one in the building sitting down. Omega, Danielson standing across from each other, trying not to break character. You know, they're soaking this moment all in. Like, hey, man, let's go out and tear the house down. Like, this is the first AEW show in New York City. You know, Arthur Ashe Stadium, 20,000 fans. Let's get it. And, like, they were smiling on the inside, bro. You know, you're getting goosebumps because you know the type of match you're going to get. Two of the best pro wrestlers on the planet. And you're going to get some pure professional wrestling. You just couldn't take your eyes off of it. And You know, Danielson came into AEW. He wanted to face the best off the gate. Look at his first opponent, Kenny Omega. The best bout machine. 30-minute classic. Time limit draw. And you know fans are and you know I got some, you know fans were complaining, oh, why'd you put the match if there was going to be no winner? Well, Danielson couldn't lose his debut match. Omega can't get pinned because he was the champion at the time. But yeah. Man, 20,000 fans on their feet, yelling and screaming, goosebumps all over the place. You got Omega, you got Danielson, two of the best pro wrestlers on the planet, standing across the ring from each other. Soaking this moment all in when that bell rung. And they went and tore the house down at Authorized Stadium for 30 minutes. And that's why Kenny Omega and Danielson is number 2. Number one. Number one. I'm going to go with the Young Bucks versus the Lucha Brothers at All Out in that steel cage match for the tag team titles. You got two of the best tag teams in the world, Matt and Nick Jackson, Ray Phoenix and Pentagon Jr. They blew the roof off Chicago. These guys went at it in that steel cage match. You know, Pentagon and Phoenix, same thing. It was like the Young Bucks was the final boss man. And you had 10,000 plus fans on their feet witnessing this steel cage match. In person. These guys went at it for 20 minutes. 25 minutes. And everybody in that arena, you know, their hearts was racing. You had the goosebumps. Like, this match was unpredictable. I thought the Young Bucks was going to walk out retaining, or I could have seen the Lucha Bros walk out as new champions. It was like a 50-50 thing. Like, it was hard for me of who to go with. Like, one moment I'm thinking the Lucha Bros is going to win. One moment I'm thinking the Young Bucks is going to retain. And man, I'm glad they made the right creative decision by letting the Lucha Bros, Pentagon, and Phoenix get their moment and them dethroning the Young Bucks. You know, blood all over the face. And like Pentagon, like he wiped the blood on the championship after it. Bro, this match was so good. One of the best tag team matches of the year. It's just like, man, that's tag team wrestling right there, man. Like, that's AEW's bread and butter. Tag team wrestling. That's their bread and butter. Tag team wrestling, man. And like, they acknowledged the history because they took it back to the first ever All Out event in 2019, where the Young Bucks and the Lucha Bros met in that I think it was like a TLC match type style. And it was for the AAA titles. And I believe the Lucha Brothers were AAA champions at that time. And they took it back to All Out in 2019. And now coming back 2 years later, and now you're in a steel cage match. And I love the way AEW has used the steel cage. There's only been 2 steel cage matches in AEW history as we speak. So yeah. And especially the big moment. You know, 11,000 fans gasping. You know, when Ray Phoenix on top of that cage, and Ray Phoenix jumps off, does a crossbody off the top of the cage, and then Pentagon and Phoenix hit their finishing move, pins the Bucks 4-3. The crowd lost it. The crowd erupted, man. I think fans would have been. I think that if the Young Bucks retained, they would have left 10,000 fans disappointed. 10,000 fans stomped, angry, all that. But if the Young Bucks wasn't the team, if the Lucha Brothers didn't defeat the Young Bucks, then I had a gut feeling Santana Ortiz would do it at Grand Slam. But didn't happen, but it's okay because we're going to get this war between the Lucha Bros and Santana and Ortiz in 2022. Hopefully Revolution. We get it. Can you imagine Pentagon, Phoenix, Santana, Ortiz standing across the ring from each other in AEW, and they're going at it, leaving it all out there on the line? Santana Ortiz said the Lucha Bros will be their fight forever feud. It's gonna be crazy when these two teams they finally faced off against each other. After the Lucha Bros get done with Jurassic Express, then they're moving on to Santana and Ortiz. Revolution 2022, Santana Ortiz, Lucha Bros, tag team titles, Revolution. Book it. And you can even stick that feud out for majority of 2022. You can stick it out for a couple months. But seeds have already been planted for the Lucha Bros versus Santana and Ortiz, man. And it all started with the Young Bucks at All Out. When the Lucha Brothers dethroned them and like Pentagon and Phoenix, you know, they was acting like the Young Bucks was the final boss man. Now Santana and Ortiz is going to be like, okay, Pentagon and Phoenix are the final boss man. It's going to be crazy, man. But yeah, man, I put that number one, man, and that's it. That's all I got for you today. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you guys sticked around throughout the whole video. This is probably like a 30-40 minute video, but yeah. But man, don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys tomorrow at 8:45 p.m. Central Time for Rampage New Year's Smash, man. Woo! Yeah, man. January is going to get crazy for professional wrestling. It's going to get crazy. So yeah, man. Let's finish out December. We got literally one more day left, to be honest. But yeah, like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys tomorrow for AEW Rampage, all right? I love y'all. Take care. And leave your top 10 wrestling matches of the year in the comments, man. Try and leave the toxicity out of it. No toxic comments. Come on now. Only positive vibes only, man. Come on.